Welcome to the second episode of NPSee, the series that aims to bring the unimportant NPCs from games to light. Let us dive right into the vast country of Cyrodiil in Elder Scrolls IV: Oblivion. In this episode, we travel on down to Coral to meet our next subject. Yugal Belette is a Breton man and completely average citizen that resides in Coral. You may run into him near the gates in the evening, inside the inn, or perhaps meet him for the first time when he engages with you. Overall, he seems like your run-of-the-mill NPC. However, there's more to him than there first appears. When you approach him and initiate conversation for the first time, he greets you with,
"My name is Eugal Belette. I'm pretty new here, don't know a soul."
And inquiring about Coral, he reaffirms,
"I'm sorry. I'm new in town and don't know anyone. Reynald Germain has terrible memory. We've met many times. He walked right past me like we were strangers. I don't know anyone."
Renoir got some new books in stock.
"He did?
I'm the owner, Estelle Renoir.
I wonder if he got laid."
Please ask.
Speaking with him about rumors gives the same generic guff.
"Anyone looking for work should consider the Fighters Guild. I hear they burned the whole city to the ground."
Trying to impress him with the delicious, nutritious speech pie, we can see that he's not really a fan of Crow. Let's change that. He loves boasting.
Big orc, big hero.
Gracious, what a hero.
Likes coercion,
I don't care who you are. Tight-ass push-off.
I can't argue with that.
but dislikes jokes.
I love Skyrim.
Sorry, I don't get it.
And hates admiration.
I love everything and everyone. You too.
Don't waste your flattery on me.
Yugal follows an incredibly drab daily schedule. He wakes up at the early hour of midday, and starts his day by heading out to eat lunch at the Oak and Crozier for 4 hours.
It's you. Hi.
At 4 p.m., he wanders back home and into his basement for 2 hours. He just stands there for the whole time at the door. What the heck?
What?
At 6 p.m., he heads back up into his house to eat dinner for 2 hours.
Whoa!
At 8, he jaunts his way to the main gate to be there, I suppose.
Hi there, ugly.
I can't stand the sight of you.
Hello, ugly.
Finally, at midnight, he heads back home and back into his basement for another 6 hours? Just standing there. Uh-huh. Yep. Once the dawn breaks, at 6 a.m. he heads to bed, only to wake up at midday and repeat his cycle afresh. So, he spends his days eating, sleeping, and in his basement for long periods of time. Relatable, am I right, gamers? But his story is not over yet. After Crow starts to make a name for himself, as the savior of the world or something, Yugal opens up a bit more about himself. Let's take a look. But to get there, I have to talk through more of the story. Here I thought the episode would be short. Let's do this. Crow is sent by Boris to Wayne Priory to speak with Geoffrey and hand him the red diamond. He tells him to rescue Martini from Kovac. Upon arrival, he slips into the Oblivion gate and pushes his way into its heart, top of the biggest tower where the sigil stone stays. He yoinks the stone and ignores the temptation to save Scum. Time to fight the way to Kovac Chapel and find the man himself, Martini, the main character of Oblivion. Now, Crow ferries him off back to Wayne Priory, which is also being destroyed by weirdos. It turns out, Jeff put the amulet in his cupboard, and the invaders found and stole it. Of course, just put the most valuable thing you have in a cupboard. Very smart. Now, Jeff and Martini need to get to the headquarters of the Blades, to be safe and secure. Crow brings them up there, where the Blades welcome Martini with open arms.
Hail, Dragonborn! Hail!
Hail!
Your Highness, the Blades are at your command. You will be safe here until you can take up your throne.
Geoffrey.
Crow now joins the prestigious The prestigious. Yeah. Crow now joins the prestigious organization, getting his very own katana. Crow speaks with Jeff, who tells him to meet Boris in Imp City to help with discovering more about the Mythic Dawn, who will henceforth be referred to as MD. They are the primary antagonists, a cult that worships Mehrun's Dagon and wishes to bring the end times. They probably have a long history, undoubtedly covered by somebody else. Basically, they... After reuniting with the wonderful man, you gank a nerd in the basement and steal his book, the first of the commentaries on the YouTube video. Boris sends you on a goose chase across the wagon wheel to find all 4 of the books. The not-nosy lizard...
I won't poke my nose any further.
Gives you the second, and you go to the bookshop to coerce the third from a little elf. He also drops his hanky, which says where to meet the MD contact that will give you the 4th book. You go back to Boris... who brings you along to the sewers. Seriously, I know we met in the sewers, but it's been like 3 days. Next time, can we please go somewhere else? You go to the meeting point.
Listen, I may not survive this.
No, Boris,
But if I
no,
don't,
you'll be fine.
you
I
must.
can't live without you.
You
No,
must
no,
recover the
Boris.
book and
No,
find the
you will live. I
Amulet
can't
of
lose
Kings.
you. I just. Where the MD agents spot you and you mow them down like my sanity during the pandemic. Finally, you find the 4th book and continue the investigation while Boris heads back to Cloud Ruler. You go to Lizzie again, who needs a day to do what you can do in seconds. The first letter of each chapter in the books tells you where to go. At the central axle, you find a thing that shows the location of the MD hiding place when the sun glares above the white gold phallus. With that clue found, it's time to travel the long distance of fast traveling to Shadenhall and walking north for 30 seconds. Once inside the MD domain, Crow decided to play along. Inside, Manky Cameraman gives a speech.
The faithful among you shall receive your reward. My feet.
And disconnects. The rude girl asks you to cement your place as an MD fanboy by slicing the sleeping sacrificial sod's existence short. Crow would never. Instead, he punches him dead.
Die, unbeliever!
Now, as a fully fledged member, he takes this moment where everyone departs to do some crimes.
None but the master may touch it or read from it.
So he reads and steals the Mysterium Xerxes and fights his way out.
I do Dagon will welcome your Paradise awaits me.
Okay, so he reads and steals the Mysterium Xerxes. He flees to safety. Huh. He escapes using the power of Chimp.
What? Paradise.
Now, he heads on back to Cloud Ruler Temple to give the book over to Martini so that he can keep up the good work. Most importantly, Boris is there.
I never had time to properly thank you. Now that we have a free moment, I thought you might be able to use some tricks I've picked up. Nobody will know these moves, so you should find them useful. You twist like this. Exactly. You're a natural at this. Let me show you another one.
Finally, it's time to head back to Coral. Huh, well that wasn't there before. After all that, when you approach Yugal, he transforms to reveal his true nature as an agent of the Mythic Dawn. Well, there's got to be more here, so let's delve deeper. Yugal, as mentioned before, is a citizen of Coral and lives in a decent house on the east side. Swish. To get inside, there are 1 options. The front door, hard locked. For some reason, it's not a crime to go inside. He has lovely cobwebs. There's hardly anything of value in the ground floor and upstairs. But what about the basement? Inside, there are many suspicious things that point to the faction he is part of. Though there are an awful lot of skulls and bones, which I'm not sure if that's an MD thing or his own thing. As far as loot, there are alchemy apparati or apparatuses, whichever is correct. Yay! Now Crow can finally achieve his dream as... Now Crow can finally achieve his potion-making dreams. A rat plus a tomato equals a potion of detect life in 23 feet for 88 whole seconds. I love potions of detect life in 23 feet for 88 seconds. Heck yeah! The bookshelf has books, as you would expect, and there is some leveled loot in the jewelry box and a chest. Now to loot the man himself. Taking a peek into the poor sod's pockets, we see that he has a copy of the first incriminating book, his house key, and 6 septims. How affluent. After his tragic death, he's notably wearing clothes. He has a pair of dowskin shoes, a quilted doublet, and tan linens. Those are, of course, the correct pronunciations. Neat!
Somebody help! Come quickly! We've got a burglar! Guards! I'm being... You won't get... Stop!
Stop!
We have already discussed that he's prone to death by the player. But what if you attack him before the cultist convention?
Guards!
Shockingly, he isn't a fan, and reveals his true nature. After finally successfully murdering him, the Dark Brotherhood sees and approves. But pretty much everyone else doesn't.
Break the law on my watch!
People haven't quite figured out that the MD killed the Emperor, so they take his side of things.
It's off to the lockup then.
Man, getting arrested is so bad. Don't you think? What? Oh, but I can never go and kill you. You're just too adorable. I'd rather smooch. Aw, he froze up. It's okay. Oh. You may be wondering why I chose this rascal for my second ever episode. This is because Yugal was the NPC that sparked the idea of NPC. He's just so strange, and I remembered him being an agent of the Mythic Dawn, but one day I decided to enter his home. What I found, which I've already mentioned before, made me really want to sink my teeth into the little characterizations built into Oblivion. There's so much there that just goes unnoticed, and it really brings the world alive around you. Let the NPC Eugal Belette be NPC'en. Thank you for joining me, and subscribe! I hope this gimmick doesn't grow tiresome.